Let me ask you something. When was the last time you said something to a woman that truly made her light up? Something that made her pause, smile, and look at you with that unmistakable mix of admiration, respect, and maybe even a little spark of attraction. If you're struggling to recall, or if your compliments have been feeling a bit routine, stick with me here. I want to share with you 6 impactful compliments that will make you unforgettable to women. These aren't the usual surface-level lines, they're deeper, more meaningful ways to connect. Trust me, once you start using these, you'll be amazed at the reactions. Here's the deal. Most guys miss the mark when it comes to compliments. They stick to the basics like, "You look nice," or "That's a great outfit." Now, don't get me wrong, those are fine in passing, but they don't leave a lasting impression because, let's face it, she's probably heard them 100 times before. To stand out, you need to go deeper. What women truly crave isn't just acknowledgement of their appearance. It's feeling seen and appreciated for who they are beyond the surface. When you notice her personality, her passions, and even the little quirks that make her unique, you separate yourself from the rest. Think about it this way. Stoic philosophy teaches us to look past appearances and focus on the essence of things, their true nature. By doing this in your relationships, you're creating a connection that goes beyond the superficial. Let's take a moment to explore this through a practical example. One of the most powerful compliments you can give is, "You have such a unique way of looking at things." Now, at first glance, it might seem simple, but don't underestimate its impact. When you say this to a woman, you're telling her that you genuinely value her mind and her perspective. It's not just about the words. It's about showing that you truly notice and appreciate what makes her different. When you give this compliment, you're speaking to something deeper: her intelligence, creativity, and individuality. And here's the best part. When a compliment resonates on that level, it creates a moment of connection that stays with her long after the conversation ends. So, if you're ready to transform your approach to relationships and build stronger, more meaningful connections, keep this principle in mind. Focus on the essence, not the surface. Each step you take in this direction brings you closer to mastering your mindset and creating relationships that truly matter. Now let's dive into the other compliments that will make a difference, because this is just the beginning of what's possible when you embrace this way of thinking. Let's take a moment to talk about something real. Don't we all want to feel like what we say matters? That our opinions, thoughts, and unique perspectives hold weight? This isn't just about being heard, it's about being truly seen and valued for who we are, beyond appearances. And when it comes to relationships, this need for acknowledgement runs deep. Women, like anyone else, want to feel like their minds are just as important as their looks. They want to be appreciated for their insights, their creativity, and their individuality. Now imagine this scenario. She's sharing her thoughts with you. Maybe it's about a book she's been reading, a movie she just watched, or even her perspective on something happening in the world. Here's where most people go wrong. They nod along, maybe offer a polite comment, and then move on to the next topic. But what if you paused for a moment? What if, instead of just listening, you truly engaged and reflected back something meaningful? Say something like, "Wow, that's such an interesting way to look at it. I hadn't thought of it that way before." When you do this, you're not just complimenting her, you're validating her thoughts and showing that you value her perspective. You're telling her, "I see you and I appreciate the way you think." And trust me, that lands differently. It goes beyond the surface and resonates on a much deeper level. Now, let's tie in a bit of Stoic wisdom here. The Stoics teach us that while we can't control how others think or feel, we can control how we respond to them. This means being intentional in how we engage with the people around us. When you take the time to acknowledge someone's mind, their unique perspective, you're practicing something profound. You're focusing on what truly matters, the essence of who they are. This isn't just about giving a compliment, it's about living with virtue and wisdom, recognizing the depth in others and showing that you value their individuality. By doing this, you're not only making her feel seen and appreciated, but you're also reflecting your own emotional intelligence and growth. Compliments like this show that you're someone who values more than appearances, someone who's truly present and engaged. And that's rare. It's the kind of quality that leaves a lasting impression. Now let's move on to something equally impactful. Imagine telling her, "There's something about your energy that's so captivating. This one is a game changer." It's not just about what she does or says, it's about the vibe she brings into a room, the way her presence feels. Recognizing this goes beyond words, it's about connecting with her essence. When you express this, you're showing her that you're paying attention, that you see her in a way most people don't. So, next time you want to make a genuine connection, go beyond the usual compliments. Appreciate her for the qualities that truly make her who she is. Trust me, it'll make all the difference, not just in how she sees you, but in how you both connect on a deeper level. Number 2, compliments that resonate. There's something magical about acknowledging a person for who they truly are, and one of the most meaningful ways to do that is through thoughtful compliments. Let's dive into this one. There's something about your energy that's so captivating. This isn't just any compliment, it's a rare gem. Why? Because it steps away from the usual surface-level observations about appearance. Instead, it reaches deeper into the essence of what makes someone unique. It's about recognizing that intangible force, that vibe she brings into every space she enters. You know that moment when someone walks into a room and suddenly the atmosphere shifts as if a light was turned on. That's her energy, her presence at work. By pointing it out, you're doing something powerful. You're saying, "I see you, not just what's on the outside, but the essence of who you are." And here's the beauty of it. This kind of compliment goes beyond words. It becomes a recognition of the qualities that make her, well, her. Think about it. Every person carries a unique energy. For some, it's a calm and grounding presence that puts others at ease. For others, it's an infectious enthusiasm that brightens everyone's mood. It could even be a quiet strength that radiates resilience. Whatever it is, acknowledging this energy tells her that you notice what others might overlook. Picture this. You're at a gathering, and there she is across the room. But instead of focusing on her outfit or her smile, you're drawn to how effortlessly she makes those around her feel at home. Maybe it's the way she listens intently, making others feel truly heard, or the way her laughter brings joy to the conversation. And then you say, with sincerity, "There's something about your energy. It's so captivating." When those words come from the heart, they land differently. They resonate. They tell her you're not just seeing her, you're appreciating her. And that kind of acknowledgement isn't just a comment, it's a connection. Now, let's explore this from a Stoic perspective. Stoicism, as taught by philosophers like Marcus Aurelius and Seneca, emphasizes seeing the essence of things and people. They believed in looking beyond surface-level appearances to understand the true nature of the world around us. When you offer a compliment about someone's energy, you're practicing this wisdom. You're not distracted by outward details. Instead, you're recognizing the deeper qualities that define her. This is clarity in action, seeing people for who they truly are without bias or distraction. The Stoics also taught that virtue and wisdom should guide our actions and interactions. By focusing on the essence of a person, you're embodying these principles. It's not just about making someone feel good. It's about engaging with the world and the people in it with mindfulness and respect. When you say, "Your energy is captivating," you're expressing something profound. You're acknowledging her inner light, the way she shapes the world around her, and the qualities that make her presence irreplaceable. Offering this kind of recognition is transformative, not just for her, but for you too. It's a practice in mindfulness, in truly seeing the people you interact with. It's a moment of respect, of meaningful communication that goes beyond the surface. And here's the thing, when you make a habit of noticing and appreciating the deeper qualities in people, you're also cultivating something within yourself. You're practicing self-discipline, choosing your words carefully to offer something meaningful. You're embodying the Stoic virtue of wisdom, which is about acting with intention and clarity in every interaction. This isn't just about her. It's about who you are choosing to be. Let's look at another one. You're so passionate about what you do. It's inspiring. Passion is one of the most magnetic traits a person can have. It's raw, it's real, and it's deeply personal. When someone speaks about something they care about, a project, a hobby, or a cause, it's like they're sharing a piece of their soul. Now imagine this. She's telling you about her work, a creative pursuit, or a goal she's chasing. Her eyes light up, her voice gains a spark, and you can feel the fire behind her words. That's passion. When you say, "I love how passionate you are about this, it's so inspiring," you're doing more than just complimenting her. You're validating her drive, her purpose, and the time and energy she pours into what matters to her. You're saying, "I see what makes you come alive, and I admire it." Passion is contagious. When you recognize it in someone else, you invite them to keep sharing that part of themselves. And, just like with the compliment about her energy, this acknowledgement deepens the connection between you. These kinds of compliments go beyond simple flattery. They're rooted in mindfulness, in truly paying attention to the person in front of you. They reflect an understanding of what Stoicism teaches us, to look beyond appearances, to recognize the essence of things, and to act with wisdom and virtue in all that we do. So the next time you find yourself captivated by someone's energy or inspired by their passion, don't hold back. Speak from the heart. Let your words reflect the depth of your observation and the sincerity of your admiration. Because when you do, you're not just offering a compliment, you're building a bridge, creating a moment of connection that's rooted in authenticity and genuine appreciation. And that's the kind of interaction that leaves a lasting impression, not just on her, but on you too. Recognizing true passion, a compliment that resonates. Now, this is the kind of compliment that truly sticks. It's not just about noticing the task she's working on, it's about acknowledging the drive and determination behind it. When you recognize her ambition, her dedication, and the hours she's putting in, you're doing more than praising her effort. You're giving a nod to her character, her values, and the deeper parts of who she is. This kind of recognition says, "I see you, not just what you do, but the purpose and passion behind it." It moves beyond surface-level compliments to a place of genuine admiration, and that's what makes it so powerful. Here's where Stoicism weaves in beautifully. The Stoics taught us to live with intention, to find meaning in our actions, and to approach every task, no matter how small or grand, with integrity and purpose. By appreciating her passion, you're reflecting these principles. You're acknowledging that her actions are fueled by something meaningful, by a drive that goes beyond the immediate goal or result. It's not just about what she accomplishes, it's about the journey, the effort, and the values that guide her. And when you highlight this, you're showing her that you value the things that matter most to her. This isn't shallow flattery, it's a foundation for a deeper connection. When you tell her, "I admire your passion," you're saying you respect her energy, her focus, and her purpose. You're giving her the space to shine in the most authentic way possible. And trust me, that kind of acknowledgement isn't easily forgotten. So next time you see someone pouring their heart into something, take a moment to notice, not just the result, but the intention behind it. Complimenting her passion isn't just about making her feel good. It's about letting her know that you see her for who she truly is. And that's the kind of connection that stays with both of you. Now, let me ask you, what's the most meaningful compliment you've ever given or received? Share it in the comments. I'd love to hear how words have made a lasting impact in your life. Let's start a conversation about what truly matters. Let's dive back into it. Compliment number 4. You have a way of making everyone feel so at ease. This one is truly golden. Why? Because it speaks to something incredibly profound, how she impacts those around her. Think about it. In many social situations, it's often women who quietly take on the emotional labor. They're the ones ensuring everyone feels included, bridging gaps in conversations, and creating an environment where people feel seen, heard, and comfortable. Picture this. You're at a gathering, maybe with people you barely know. Some are shy, others are sticking to their small circles, and the atmosphere feels a bit stiff. Then there's her. She's the one who instinctively draws people out of their shells, who pulls someone sitting alone into a conversation, who makes even the quietest guest feel valued. She's not just mingling, she's weaving a sense of connection throughout the room. It's not accidental, it's a gift she carries, an ability to create harmony and make people feel genuinely comfortable. When you notice this about her, don't let it stay as just a passing thought. Say something like, "I love how you make everyone feel so at ease." It's such a beautiful quality. That simple statement holds so much weight because it shows you're paying attention, not just to her actions, but to the care and intention behind them. Here's where Stoicism ties in. The Stoics valued virtues like kindness, empathy, and compassion, seeing them as essential to a good and meaningful life. They believed in fostering connections and understanding the importance of how we treat others. When you acknowledge her ability to bring people together and make them feel safe, you're aligning with those Stoic principles. You're not just noticing her outward behavior, you're appreciating the deeper, intangible strength it takes to create that kind of atmosphere. And here's the thing, strength doesn't always have to be loud or bold. Sometimes the quiet strength of making people feel at home, of dissolving awkwardness with a smile or a kind word, is far more powerful. By recognizing this in her, you're showing her that you see the depth of her character. You're acknowledging her emotional intelligence and the way she moves through the world with grace and intention. Think about what this kind of compliment does. It's not just about saying, "You're great at hosting," or "You're so nice." It's deeper. It's about affirming her ability to connect with others, to create warmth and belonging, and to make people feel valued. That's not something everyone can do, and when you point it out, it lets her know how much you respect and admire this unique gift. So, the next time you see her light up a room or effortlessly put someone at ease, don't hold back. Let her know you see it. Tell her how much you appreciate the way she brings people together and makes them feel safe. This kind of acknowledgement isn't just about the moment. It strengthens your connection, shows her that you value the qualities that truly matter, and leaves a lasting impression. By noticing and appreciating these quiet yet profound strengths, you're not only deepening your bond, but also reflecting the timeless wisdom of Stoicism, valuing the human connections that bring meaning and joy to life. And trust me, my friend, she will remember it. Compliment number 5. I love how authentic you are. Now this one touches on something incredibly rare and valuable in today's world: authenticity. Let's be honest, living in a society saturated with social media filters, curated profiles, and expectations of perfection, being unapologetically yourself has become a rare gem. But when you meet someone who truly embraces their authentic self, it's like a breath of fresh air. It's captivating. Picture this: you're talking to her, and she's just herself. No masks, no pretenses, no trying to fit into anyone else's mold. Maybe she laughs at her own quirky jokes, or shares a story that's raw and personal, completely unfiltered. You can tell she's at ease in her own skin. That kind of confidence, that level of comfort with oneself, is magnetic. And when you take the time to notice it, to really see her for who she is, that recognition means more than words can express. Imagine saying to her, "I love how authentic you are." It's not just a casual compliment. It's an acknowledgement of something deep and rare. It's a way of telling her that you see her courage, the courage it takes to resist the pressures of conformity, to stand apart in a world that constantly nudges people to be something they're not. In that moment, you're not just praising her actions, you're celebrating her essence. And trust me, that kind of recognition hits differently. It's not fleeting, it lingers. Here's the connection to Stoicism. The Stoics, especially thinkers like Marcus Aurelius and Epictetus, placed immense value on living in alignment with one's true self. They understood that happiness and peace don't come from trying to live up to societal expectations, but from embracing who we truly are, our strengths, our flaws, our humanity. To be authentic, to be unashamedly yourself, is to live a life of virtue, according to Stoic philosophy. When you recognize her authenticity, you're honoring these timeless principles. You're appreciating her ability to stay true to herself, even when the world around her might suggest she should be someone else. And in doing so, you're aligning yourself with the Stoic mindset, valuing substance over appearances, sincerity over performance, and courage over conformity. Think of it like this. We live in a world where so many people are constantly trying to reinvent themselves to fit an ideal, but someone who is truly authentic. That's like finding an oasis in the desert. When you compliment her authenticity, you're not just telling her she's special, you're validating the strength it takes to remain grounded in a world that often encourages us to float away from who we really are. And here's the beauty of it. This kind of compliment sticks. It resonates. Why? Because it's not about something surface level. It's about her core. It's about showing her that you see and appreciate the qualities that truly matter. So the next time she does something that's so unmistakably her, whether it's her sense of humor, her bold honesty, or her refusal to pretend, take a moment to let her know how much you admire that. Say it simply, say it sincerely. I love how authentic you are. In a world that often feels cluttered with facades, authenticity is pure gold. By acknowledging hers, you're giving her a gift, a reminder that being herself is enough, more than enough. And trust me, my friend, she'll remember that for a long time to come. Because in the end, what we all want is to be seen for who we truly are. Compliment number 6. You have this incredible way of making everything feel more exciting. This isn't just any compliment, it's one that cuts right to the heart of what makes her presence so special. When you tell someone this, you're not just praising them, you're acknowledging the energy they bring into every moment. It's about recognizing that unique spark she has, the one that turns an ordinary evening into something unforgettable. Think about it. Maybe it's the way she speaks with such enthusiasm, making even the smallest topics feel vibrant. Or perhaps it's her laugh, so warm and infectious that it pulls everyone else into the joy of the moment. Picture a day when everything felt routine, and then she said or did something that completely changed the energy, filling it with lightness and laughter. That's the kind of impact she has, and noticing it means more than you might think. What makes this compliment so meaningful is that it goes deeper than surface-level admiration. You're not just saying something about her appearance or a fleeting quality. You're appreciating the essence of who she is, the intangible, irreplaceable qualities that make her shine. When you let her know how much you value the way she makes life feel brighter and more exciting, you're showing her that her presence doesn't just matter, it transforms. And trust me, that's a compliment she'll carry with her for a long time. Let's step back for a moment and look at this idea through the lens of Stoicism. There's something deeply meaningful here. The Stoics often spoke about how our presence and character can shape the world around us. Marcus Aurelius reflected on our ability to contribute to the harmony of life through our actions, words, and energy. When you tell her, "You have this way of making everything feel more exciting," you're recognizing that she's embodying this Stoic wisdom in her own unique way. Her energy has a ripple effect. It lifts the mood, transforms the moment, and makes the ordinary extraordinary. That's not something everyone can do. It's a rare and beautiful quality. By expressing this to her, you're doing more than just giving a compliment. You're creating a moment of genuine connection. You're letting her know that her presence has a meaningful impact on you and the people around her. It's not just about what she does. It's about the joy, the spark, and the vibrancy she brings into your life. When you look her in the eye and say those words, you're offering something truly valuable: acknowledgement. And trust me, that kind of recognition stays with someone. It deepens your bond and lets her know she's seen and cherished for who she truly is. Here's where it gets important. Delivery matters. If your words come across as insincere or rehearsed, they won't land the same way. So say it with intention. Look her in the eye, speak clearly and confidently, and let her feel the truth behind your words. Sincerity is the key to making your compliment truly resonate. And here's a challenge for you. Take one of these ideas and put it into action this week. Don't force it. Wait for the right moment when it feels natural, like a genuine reflection of what you're feeling. When you see her smile or notice her eyes light up, you'll know you've gotten it just right. Stoicism teaches us to value what's real and to appreciate the unique ways people contribute to the world around them. By noticing and celebrating her energy, you're embracing those principles and strengthening the connection between you. And that's a gift she won't forget.